Hey everybody, I'm John and this is the Wood and Nickel Workshop. If you've been following along the channel, you've probably seen me lugging around this behemoth 90 plus pound planer on various projects. Well, the time has come for this bad boy to get a home, and by that I mean we're going to build a cart. So stay tuned. Today we're going to build a cart for this DeWalt planer. I recently picked up a table saw on Facebook Marketplace, and it came on this stand to make it portable. But I like my table saw set up where it is, so I'm going to repurpose this stand to make the planer cart. Got some leftover 2x material that should do nicely, and a little bit of leftover sheet goods should help complete the project. Tell you a little bit about this planer and why I'm building a cart. It's very heavy. This thing weighs about 92 pounds, and lugging it out of the corner and throwing it up on the workbench every time I need to use it, that's for the birds. I'm done with that. So, but it's very powerful. It's got a 15 amp motor in it. It has a 13-inch cutting capacity, so you can get a 13-inch wide board in it. It's got a gearbox in it, which is pretty cool. What that does is it changes the speed of the feed. So the 2-speed gearbox, it has a finishing and a dimensioning. The dimensioning, it goes through a little bit faster. The finishing goes through a little bit slower. It's also got a fan-assisted ejection port here. So, unlike most planers, where the chips just pile out of the bottom, it actually has a fan that will blow the chips out, which really helps with your dust collection. It's also got onboard tools, so you can access your blades and get those changed out whenever you need to, and it stores right on the machine. I like that. No need to reinvent the wheel on this planer cart. I think I'm just going to start by taking some of the construction material out on the side-by-side and just putting a lip all the way around. That will give me something to nail and screw my support uprights to. All the 2x material I had was 2x10s, 2x12, so here you see me at the table saw ripping down into strips to make the lip going around the bottom of the platform. So here I'm just lining up those strips I just ripped and putting it on the edge of the platform, making a mark. And you'll see here that pencil was magic. Now you see it. Now you don't. Looks like the inner dimension for the inside pieces is going to be about 25.5. Okay, looks like we got a good fit going on here. So now I'll just clamp these down, and I'm going to put some wood glue, and then I'm going to screw it from underneath. Now that that's glued and screwed together, I need to figure out just how high I want my planer to sit. I think I want it to sit on a base that's 35 inches from the ground. So in order to figure that out, I got to figure out the height from the top of this platform to the bottom, and then subtract that from 35, and then subtract the thickness of my top, which is probably going to be 3/4 of an inch. So we do a little math, and then I can start making some uprights. Got all my upright pieces measured and marked. It turned out that the measurement I needed was 30.5 inches. So now I'm gonna cut them up here on the miter saw. Okay, got all my upright supports cut out. Now I want to do the same thing to the top as what I did to the bottom, which is cut basically a ring around it. That way it ties everything together. For the ring around the top, I had some leftover plywood, and I'm just going to glue and brad nail it together. Get a little glue. Get a little glue down on the platform. Set our couple uprights in place. Grab our level. Put a temporary clamp on it where it needs to be. And I get a couple screws in it. Together with the glue and the screws, it should be plenty strong. For the top, just take our little strip that I got cut. Mark it to the distance I need. And glue and brad nail the side pieces on. For a little bit of extra added support, I'm going to add a little bit of bracing on both sides. Okay, time to put the top on. I don't have a single sheet of 3/4 inch plywood big enough to go over this entire top. So what I do have is this long thin one, which I'm going to try to piecemeal together to put it on top there. Well, if we're making it scrappy, we might as well make it really scrappy. So, obviously using some scrap lumber here didn't. The big long piece I had wasn't quite long enough to cover it. So I got a nice piece of cabinet grade plywood there to go right down in the middle. You know, this is definitely not fine furniture, but this is going to last me a long time here in the shop. All right. Got the dry fit complete. Now it's time to glue it and screw it. All right, let's see if this thing's gonna work. All right. Well, it hasn't collapsed yet, so that's a good sign. Are you gonna see her on the cover of Woodcraft magazine? No. Is this a piece of very fine furniture? Absolutely not. Is it taking a tool that was previously immobile and now I'm able to move it around my shop with relative ease? Yeah, it's getting the job done. So that's the kind of projects I like to do. Stuff that is useful, has a practical element to it. And if you're interested in seeing more builds like that, be sure to subscribe And I'll see you next time here in the Wooden Nickel Workshop. And until then, remember, don't take any wooden nickels. See ya.